116th Hotline. It's Sadie.
And Satana, and welcome back to 116th Hotline. If this is your first time here, hello. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. 116th Hotline is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything, and it's not only a safe space for us as your hosts, but also for you, the listener/viewer. So hello and welcome to 116th Hotline.
Woo. This is episode 3 for season 4.
Yeah, season 4.
So, as you all know, we have a holiday party coming up. Woo! If you have not purchased your ticket, or not purchased,
if you have not reserved your
tickets yet, you better do it now because we are capping it at 50, and we are so excited. We're gonna have a lot of fun things at the party. Start looking for your white elephant gift. Remember, $20 at a minimum. So please come in and look for the outfit.
Come and slay with the fits.
We are so
what it is.
Excited about the outfits. Like, that's always the number one thing for our events.
Yes, it's gonna be really exciting.
Again, it's gonna be a DVL, so anybody's welcome. Like guy, girls, gays, anybody can come.
All are welcome because this is just a holiday party, so we can celebrate the holidays, being girly, being cutesy, and just slaying,
just having fun and getting to know each other.
Literally slay.
Slay.
It's slay season.
Rudolph.
And who doesn't love a good excuse to dress up?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on, we're gonna have
every single time
a great time.
It's the best part.
So come one, come on.
We're so excited. So. Before the actual holiday party, Thanksgiving is coming up.
Yes.
It's literally in a couple of days.
Literally.
What are some things that you're thankful for?
Thank you for asking that question. I believe, as being Miss Universe.
Thank you so much for that question.
What am I thankful for? That is a really great question. And, I'm going to be very
honest. Oh, I don't know. Shut the heck up. I knew. I was like, you're going to cry. Do you need some tissues?
I'm going to cry. If I'm going to be honest.
Dang, this girl thinking quite a bit for this.
It's deep. She taking it. No, just kidding.
What am I thankful for?
I'm thankful for
list 3 things you're most thankful for.
I'm gonna cry.
She's so annoying.
Okay, number 1.
Okay. We cannot even take anything freaking serious.
Bitch, your lashes look so good.
Do you feel
refreshed?
Yes.
I need it. Yeah, I'm going to see. I rescheduled mine Monday evening.
Oh, perfect for Thanksgiving.
I know. Because I need a sleigh. And I wanted to get it done in time for the holiday party.
I know.
Anyways. Okay, so I am thankful for, number 1 is very cliche, but I'm thankful for being alive.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm just gonna go into my things and bullet point it.
Boom.
That way people get a little maybe they can relate. But reason number one, I'm thankful for being alive because, I was kind of suicidal back in the day, and I was very not appreciative of life or the gift of life, and I think. This year in specific, I've come to realize everything happens for a reason, even if you're in a bad spot in life, struggling, even if you're a little depressed. Nothing is better than actually being alive and trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And I think I can attest that because of all the BS I've been through, and it just this year I'm really thankful just for the gift of life.
Wow.
Period.
Yes.
Period. Okay.
Period.
So number 2, number 2. Things I'm thankful for.
Yes.
Obviously my family, my little family, my kids and my husband. I think especially when I'm busy and doing things, mentally draining, it's really good. Like this weekend, my aim is to not be on my phone at all. On social media wise.
Yeah.
And so I think just having my husband and my kids, like, they really ground
I love
me.
that. I remember you did that last year too. Like whenever you go to your parents, like for holidays, you're like, I'm literally going to do a unplugging.
Yes.
And I feel like, especially in your field, that's very much needed.
It is, because you're like always on.
Yeah.
And so I'm really thankful for my husband and my kids. They really keep me grounded. And, you know, I literally could not do life without them. So, you know, love them. Gotta give them their flowers. And then third, I am thankful for my really good friends, you know, Sadie, Tara, you know, I think outside of my immediate family and outside of my immediate family, you know, the only two people that I can truly call three. The three people that I could truly call friends outside of my immediate family is you, Tara, and Ollie. And I feel like you three really just, I'm thankful for you guys, because you guys give me an insight from outside of my immediate family and outside of, you know, people that are already biased to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys really, all three of you guys keep me grounded as well. And, you know, I'm just very thankful that in turn with my family and then with life being thankful, I just feel like I'm just in a season of like I'm just really proud of who I surrounded myself with. And you guys just really make life that much better, you know?
Oh my God. I'm gonna cry. It's been a minute since we cried.
Yeah.
Was it?
You know, just
anyway, you know,
growth.
I'm just a girl. Oh, I love that though.
Yeah,
Those are so valid.
I know it's like very like not like surface level, but it's just really like I've been trying to reflect, especially during this busy season, and I'm like, you know, I really need to just pull back, tone it down a notch.
No, yeah.
It's not that serious. You know?
No, I like it because it's like you said, it's I guess considered cliche or whatever, but then at the same time, it's like it can be super deep, because like you said, for your the first thing on your list, it's first for a reason, right? Because you have like context behind that and all that. So
yes,
that's important. And thanks for sharing that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that today with us.
This is a safe space, guys, not only for us but for you. Okay, so remember that.
Hear us out and let us hear your thankfulness list.
Yes. We want to hear it. We're nosy.
What are you always
literally, please, I need some tea.
Give us some tea.
All right, Sadie, what are you thankful for?
First three things, and like, you know, it's gonna be kind of the same, obviously, because like, it's simple, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I think as we grow older, you just think about, like, you don't think about the materialistic things anymore. Correct. It's the most simplest things in life that, you know, keeps us going. You know?
Period.
No, literally. Like, I was like, at the older I get, I'm like, okay, I don't care about all the extra stuff, you know, like that I used to care about when
like you're just
in my
like
20s and all that.
Is my family good? Are my friends good?
Yes, he was like, that's like, you know, first. That's priority. That's priority. Yeah. So for me, first on my list is, excuse me, my family. I'm gonna have to say my family, my family, and my I don't know. I guess I'm gonna consider my friends my family.
Period.
So in this category, I consider all of my close friends in my family, because it's crazy because Brian always calls everybody family. I think he just loves to be involved so much and like such like a loving person. He's always like, like whenever he first met you guys, he's like, well, I mean, yeah, we'll go to, you know, Oliver's birthday party or whatever, because they're family now. They're family. I was like,
that's fam right there.
That's fam. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I guess they are. I was like, you mean friends? Just kidding. But then no, literally, I consider all of my friends literally my family too, you know? So I'm thankful for my family, my friends, all of my surroundings. I am also thankful for life in general, but then if I'm diving a little bit deeper, I want to say like, just being able and mobile.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I've been thinking about that lately, and I remember Valerie used to always say that, you know, like she works in the hospital, you know, she sees people that are in their deathbeds, and a lot of people, younger people that have gotten injured and they can't do things anymore. So every single time I feel like I'm super lazy to go to the gym, I always put that into my mentality where I'm like, you know what, I have to be thankful and appreciate my mobility and my abilities right now, because there was a time I couldn't, because remember when I tore my meniscus and I couldn't at all. That was like honestly the most depressing time for me, because I'm like, this is how it feels to be like crippled. Like I couldn't really go to the gym. So it just really put me into like a depression mode. So kind of like Satiana's, you know, I have like, there's context and meanings behind the list, you know? So yeah, life in the mobility, agility, ability, whatever it is, because I'm able to go to the gym. I'm able to move around and move my body and just really live, you know, and actually do things I want to.
Period.
Yes.
Love that.
Then last but not least, I am thankful for food. So it's kind of ironic. It's ironic because, you know, I'm like talking about the gym being healthy and all that, but at the same time, I need the food to feed my energy.
I know you love your food.
I am a foodie girl.
She's a foodie.
Like through and through. Every time Brian and I, or anytime we travel anywhere, I'm like, hey, let's look at food places.
Yeah,
I want to try food. It's a must, you know, like, so I am a big foodie girl. So those are like the main 3 things that I'm most thankful for.
Period.
This year, if I'm thinking about it, like it might change next year. Who knows? Not the family part, but yeah.
You never know.
Well, I'm like, actually, I'm not thankful for that. We got beef.
Literally.
You serving turkey? We serving beef over here.
Honey, mean steak, baby. Steak with A1 sauce, okay?
A1 sauce with the Hmong pepper.
Oh, period.
Hmong pepper, girl. So freaking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, just really thinking about what you're grateful for this year, as the holidays are coming up, and a lot of things, especially with the world nowadays, you know, like everything happening in the world. It's so heavy. Like, it's so heavy. Like, recession, everything is financially. Like, the other day, I went to the store with my mom, and she goes, this crate of eggs, it wasn't a crate, it was maybe like a double one, like of the dozens. Yeah. She's like, it's $9, Sadie. It's $9 freaking bucks. I'm like, ain't no way. She goes, yeah. I was like, shoot. So she put it back. Then she got like a smaller one. And I was like, that's crazy. I don't know if it was mislabeled or what, but I don't know about it. You know, just stuff like that where it makes you think sometimes, because it kind of, that moment, it kind of like got us talking. We're like, oh my God, like, why is everything so expensive now?
Yeah.
You know,
it makes you reflect. And I think that the holidays starting like literally right after Halloween, I think for me personally, like the holiday season starts kicking in, and then you're like, okay, what am I thankful for? The holiday season just gives me like family vibes.
It does.
I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like when I think about the holidays and like going into New Year's as well, it reminds me of what my childhood days.
Oh no, yeah.
It makes me reflect on like the little things and the simple things back in the day. And then for me, it makes me reflect, and I'm like, I think it makes me feel so good because when we were smaller, it's so romanticized, you know?
Oh,
yes. Now that we're older, it's like a chance to reflect and also romanticize it, but still it's like almost like a 3-month sprint of like reflection and like cherishing time with family and friends. And I don't know. I feel like we should do it more often than just during the holiday season, you know?
Absolutely. That is so true, because like every time it's like around the holiday season, it does bring me back to my childhood for real as well. Because I don't know if I had this conversation with you or if I already had it on the podcast, but you know how I was in California for my great grandpa's funeral? Maybe it was my aunt. I don't know. But like, you know, she took me around to all of my old places and all that. Was it you?
Yeah, I think it was a podcast. You were talking about it.
Did we talk about it already?
Yeah. I think you were talking about it.
On episode 1 or 2? I think.
Maybe. Oh, no. Maybe this was a conversation we had outside.
It was just a conversation. It was, right?
Yes. Because I'm like, I remember you talking to me about it.
I was talking to you about it. Well, sorry, you're gonna hear it again.
But period for the folks out there.
For the lore. Well, if you remember, so it was with you. Yeah. That my aunt took me all around.
Dang, girl, she got a horse in her mouth.
Girl, I got so freaking.
You got a frog in your throat.
I just woke up not so long ago, so.
Period. That's all right.
No, so she took me all around to like my old the apartments where I grew up.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can we put a picture right here of that side by side that you did?
Oh yeah,
that was so cute.
Did you see it?
Yes,
girl, it's insane to me. Like, that's my earliest memory, childhood, like home place. It was like a super ghetto apartment. But back then it was beautiful. Because, you know, we were kids, like you said, we really romanticized everything. Like, I remember, like, because, like, literally, back then, there was, like, a whole entire, like, field of grass right in the middle. So we would always go outside, and that's where we took all of our pictures, and the Hmong clothes and everything. And that was, like, my earliest memory of my home life as a childhood. And then whenever I went back to visit, actually, my aunt was like, Sadie, you know what? You better be thankful because we are trespassing right now. I'm doing this for you. I was like, okay,
because they don't live there anymore?
Nobody lives there. Oh. Well, I mean, people still live there, but then like, because
so you took the picture and it wasn't your grandma didn't own, like, they don't own it anymore?
No. Nobody.
Oh
no,
my God. I thought
this is like 20, 30, almost like 20 years ago. No, it's just random people that lives there now. But then like, it's like, in my apartment, so there's an apartment and there is my grandma's old house where we grew up.
Okay.
But the apartment place is where my family lived. And like, it's like gated kind of.
Yeah.
But the gate's always open. So we like literally snuck in, and it had been raining like for the past few days. So it was kind of muddy. So it had been raining, but we just snuck in really quickly, literally into the middle of the field where the house is on the side. It's really weird. And then so I just staying in the middle taking pictures real quickly, and I was like, what if people are looking out their window and they're like, why are these random girls taking pictures in our apartment?
Get out, cops.
I'm like,
no.
You guys don't get it. This is so nostalgic to me.
It's nostalgia.
It's the nostalgia. So like, yeah, the pictures side by side, I'm like, this is insane. And I sent it to my brothers in a group chat, and they're like, what the heck? It looks like it's abandoned, and it's like, it looks like a ghost town. And it's so crazy, the difference, it's like 20 years difference, maybe more. So it really like brought me to tears, because I'm like, man, I grew up like this. And then like we went around all of the other houses where my grandma and we all grew up, and all the kids, where back then we were talking about, and to connect it with what you said about romanticizing life back then.
Yes.
Because my cousins and my aunts and uncles back then, when we were kids, we owned the block. Like we would always walk around the block and go play with other kids, and literally walk to, the little gas station store just to get a bag of hot Cheetos and all that. And it was just so simple. Like we were not afraid of anything, because there wasn't really.
You're so naive too.
We were so naive.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with like the next door neighbor and all that. It was so weird. Which he was an older guy, and it was like.
And we have to think about it. Those were different times too.
Absolutely.
Very
different times back then. So it was like everything was so safe, So there was like this one random little house that was kind of like, I guess it was like a nonprofit church-ish, but then it was an actual house where people owned it. And then their gate was always open too, and they have like a little playground, like one of the kind of like Isla's little dollhouse.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like that, and plastic stuff outside by their tree. And we would always walk down the street to that house and literally just walk into their yard and play every day. And then we never ever got in trouble for it. Like sometimes the guys would just walk past by and wave at us, and we're like, so we've always known this as a little church, but we didn't know exactly what it was. And then so we drove past it, and now it's like they changed it into like a whole non-profit organization for kids and people in need. Aww. And then like the apartments that were right across from my grandma's house, they turned it into those teen homes, that recovery teen homes. And we're like, oh. So we talked to them. I actually got to make a TikTok video of all the videos, because I had my little cousin. She was recording everything, and it was hilarious, because when we were walking out the door of the car, she goes, "Hey guys, Sadie's having her J-Lo moment right now."
Shut the fuck.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So when she's, I was dying.
What you used to get there? A chopped cheese and orange juice.
And the orange juice, the orange drink. If you know, you know. So it was, dude, I was dying when she said that. So she was recording me.
She got jokes.
She was freaking cracking me up. And then so she was recording me. I got out of the car. I was like putting my hands in my pockets, like, like
yeah.
No, seriously, it was freaking
Shut
hilarious.
the front door.
But then she recorded us like kind of talking to the people that own the place now, and we were telling them that we don't want to, intervene, but we just used to come here all the time, and then they were listening to our stories, and they're like, that is so cool. And I'm like, I don't know, it was just so amazing and cool. I like to think about that, because like you said, back then and around the holidays, where I used to live in that apartment with my parents, like, my parents were brand new from the motherland. You know how I told you, like, my parents are like new, I was literally born, like, my mom was on the airplane to come here, I was like in her stomach, so I would have been a nature motherland kid, like, if it was this close. But then
That's crazy.
I was born here. They came in 1994.
That was the year I was born.
That's the year you were born. And then I was born in 1995. So I was like, I'm considered first generation, I guess.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so when growing up, we were like the immigrants. My parents were immigrants, so we were considered the very low class, So we got like food stamps. We had all the things, and for Christmas, we never ever really had like money for that, because my parents barely know how to speak English, or they were working like like washing dishes and stuff like that.
Yep.
So we would get like those free churches like toys. Like,
oh my God, us too.
You too?
Yeah, we did. That's how we got.
I think it's a lot
gifts.
of like immigrant families in general, or like just like people like us, back then.
Yeah.
We would get the free donation toys from the churches. So my parents they never really went out to buy. We would just get the donations one. And I remember waking up at like 7 a.m. just to go stand in a long line full of people at this church, so they would give us bags and bags of stuff. And I'm like, whoa, we're getting free toys. We were so thankful for like the littlest things,
Yeah.
And as we grow older, my parents would take us to the Dollar Tree just to go pick out like one, like, or two, like.
You remember those mystery bags at Dollar Tree?
Yes.
Where it's like one's for a boy, one's for a girl.
Yeah.
I remember those. Those like, that's like ingrained in my brain.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Like even though you lived in Wisconsin and I lived all the way in California, like we still had like some kind of similar experiences as kids growing up, and those were the times where we were so thankful for like the littlest things, just to open something for Christmas, and our parents putting stuff and food on the table and trying to make our childhood like still fun and like joyful and jolly, even though we had no idea what it was all about. But I mean, it still worked. So now that I think about it, I was like, dang, our parents really like they tried their best. They really tried their best to make the kids like happy. And
I think that's as a parent, I think that's something that I carry with me, and Danny as well. I know
I see y'all.
We don't talk about it. Like we try our best to do the best with what we have, because obviously we're not the richest, we're not the poorest, but we I think everybody struggles and everybody has hardships, but I think making the most out of what you have is really what life is about. And I think being thankful, and during the holiday season especially, it's really hard when you are struggling because you're trying to make magic out of nothing. And I think those are the moments that as a parent, I always tell my husband, I'm like, it's okay, because we'll struggle for a little bit, but we want to make sure that our kids don't feel that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I think that's why we kind of like always spoil them, because we're like, we don't want them to miss out on experiencing things just for the sake of not having enough money or, not having enough access to do what they want to do. So we'll try our best to make the most out of what we can do for them.
Oh my god, I love that. That's so beautiful.
I think that's the hard part of being a parent, especially during the holiday season. But I think it's times like these that I'm very grateful and thankful for organizations like the churches, because I remember too when we were younger that we would always go, my mom would always go to Salvation Army and sign us up, and we wouldn't know what we got until the day of, and they would stack the toys. And there's this picture, if I can find it, I'll put it right here, but there's this picture that I remember that my parents, they stacked up toys in each kids, because there was 5 of us. So they would stack it in each of our like sections, and we sat right next to it. And take pictures of it. And the presents were like as high as us, sitting on the ground. And I remember that year I got a Barbie. It was a blue Barbie convertible car, and I was like so happy. And just little things like that I think. And now as a parent, I
know, dude, don't tell me why. I'm getting kind of emotional thinking about it.
Because I think that as adults, you forget about those little naive moments. And then now as a parent, I think it's kind of full circle where I'm like, sometimes my kids bother me and they're like, oh, I want this, I want that. But I know in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about what specific thing they asked for. Because I think there's nothing better than doing that, because you're creating those memories for your kids and for the next generation. Because those happy moments when I was a kid, like I think about those moments when it's holiday season, and I'm like, if I'm able to create those memories for my kids, like, they're going to pass those great things on to their kids. And it's just like, it's just like full circle. And like, don't think that I forget when they're telling me like what they want for Christmas. Like I know in the back of my mind that exactly what they want, I'm going to try to get what they want. And just to see the joy and know that you're creating the core memories
for them,
and it's just like
it's just so very intentional, because it makes them feel so seen, and they're like, oh, my mom remembers that I wanted this exactly. What always gets me is those stupid TikTok videos of kids, like whenever they open their gifts and it's exactly what they want, and they cry. I'm like, kids are so appreciative, because like you said, they're just, it's the simplest things that like will make their day.
Like mom listened,
or
they remember,
they remembered.
And I another memory, and then I'll shut up.
No, keep going, girl, please.
Another moment like that for me was when I saw these, and I think I've talked about this in the podcast before, but my parents, because the reason why I talk about it a lot is because it's a core memory for me.
Yeah, exactly.
A chocolate. If you guys remember the store Deb, it was like a Route 21.
Yeah.
And there was like a pair of really pretty chocolatey brown heels. It had a very beautiful, the heel was like probably this tall only, but it had like a round toe shape. It had ruffles and ribbons around it. It was so freaking pretty. It was like chocolatey brown. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like in 5th grade. I'm like, my parents will never buy that for me, but I'm like, I really like those shoes. And you guys, Christmas time came. Oh my God.
Your mama got it?
Christmas time came and my parents freaking got me those shoes. I literally didn't know what it was, and I opened it, and bro, it was a chocolatey pair, because this is like months after, And then I opened it and it was a freaking chocolate brown shoe. Bro, I was like crying up a storm.
Oh my God. I would have freaking cried too.
I was like, and I've kept those shoes for such a long time, and I passed them down to Val. I passed them down to Cynthia, and it was just
I want to see these shoes.
I don't know if she still has them, but like, bro, I'm telling you, they were like so pretty.
Oh,
it's just like stuff like that where it's just like core memory.
It's like those are like the most important, like heartfelt, meaningful gifts.
Yes.
If anything, you know? Like,
yes.
Yeah. Actually, the most important gift is the gift of your parents, or just your loved ones listening to you. And it's a simple act of, you know, like listening and
paying attention.
Like that's the most.
I know. Can I tell you something real quick?
Tell me.
On our last episode, like as I was editing our last episode to put up, I was going through like a little bit of like just like emotional mental block, and then I was listening to what we were talking about, and I was like, wow, I'm actually taking my own advice.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about like
accountability and all that stuff, and like
pull yourself out.
And the reason why you said I thought of that is because you said listening. The act of you know is listening, and that's what I was not doing. I wasn't listening to my partner. So then I was like, we were having issues, and then I was listening to our podcast as I was editing it. And I'm like, I need to take my own advice on this episode, and so I took accountability, and I'm like,
what?
I know. Imagine that growth.
That. But you know, I love that. But that is so valid because whenever I went back to listen to our second episode too, and I remember you said something about it was good. We were talking about some good stuff. I was listening to it on the way to work, and I was like,
our very second episode.
Yeah, our very second one. Yeah, of this season, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or you're talking about?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about like back then.
Wait, what was our second episode?
I don't know.
Wait, which one were you? Are you not referring to the second one just that we were just recording?
No. Oh, yeah. I was referring to that.
Yeah.
But I thought you were talking about like the very second episode
I'm talking about the same one. I'm talking about
the same one. So the one last week.
Last week, yeah. So I was listening to it and I was dying laughing because I was like, wait, and then some things we were spitting. I was like,
we were spitting facts.
I forget what we even talk about because we do
we're in the moment
so much.
Because it's unscripted and we literally just go off the dome, yo.
We literally just go off the dome.
The best podcasts are the podcasts where you go off the dome.
Yeah, we don't have any script. It's just
we got no script. When they go off the dome, you know you're about to go home.
Don't be a little known.
This is what Isla would say. Bars.
Isla was saying that?
Yeah. Because we be rapping.
She be listening. It was hilarious because earlier she came in. She goes, hello. I was like, oh my God, this girl is listening. It's hilarious. It's so cute.
Girl.
But like,
she knows the whole thing.
All of the things that we talk about sometimes, like, I forget that we even say these things. So sometimes whenever I go back to re-listen, I'm like, oh, shoot. I was like, not us hyping ourselves up. We're like, period. We're like, I can't believe we said that. Like,
but it's another thing when we can take our own advice and we're like, actually, accountability. Yeah.
Ooh, I love it really connects.
So that brings me back to like the listening thing because I was going through that as well. And I'm like, you're right. That is the best gift is listening and making sure that they're seen and they feel heard because accountability. I'm like, would I like it if I wasn't listened, seen, or heard? No.
That's the way to flip the script.
So the last episode definitely put my ass in check for sure. like in real time.
Wow, I freaking love that. And it just so happened to be the moment when you're going through stuff that you're editing that it came back to you.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, we were right.
You're like, damn it. Of course, fine. I'll listen to myself.
Damn it, my conscience.
That is, dang, I freaking love that. That is so good though. That is good. Sometimes I go back and re-listen to it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I keep talking about this, but why am I not doing it?
Period. And then the doing is the hardest part.
The actually taking initiative is hard. And, we've learned that throughout the years. But like I said, I think we're doing so much better. I'm so proud
We are. Self-growth.
Self-growth.
Like, can you imagine how our toxic ass selves... Just think about like the most toxic you've ever been. Like, I would not like this version of me. I'd be like, what the fuck is her problem?
It makes me cringe. Like thinking about it, right?
It's the young.
It's the youth. It was the youth.
The hormones.
The hormone. Oh, 100%. The hormones, the youth, the influences around you, the just like whatever you surround yourself with around the time, and then it really feeds into you, and then you start thinking like that.
Yes.
And like I remember, like sometimes back then, or like even nowadays, whenever I'm scrolling TikTok and people are talking about like. Like the text messages between like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they're like toxic with each other, and people in the comments are like, oh my gosh, why do I like this? And people are like hyping each other up, and then but the nice comments are like, oh, this is not good. This is
not
that's
cute.
That's not.
Yeah.
And I'm on that side now because I'm like, this is not cute. This is not fun.
It's
Trying
gross.
to be toxic is not.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking back at myself because back then, I mean, I'm not saying I was like, I liked it, but I was so surrounded by the toxicity of just being a toxic, like in a relationship or a friend, or being like easily like, like drama.
Yes. Like feeding off
of drama. Yeah. So drama fed. And I'm like, now I'm thinking back about it, I'm like, why? That's just
because we had nothing going for us.
We had nothing. There you go. No, we
had nothing. So it's like we need something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like we needed something to put our energy in our, I don't know, our crazy ass brains.
The thing is that there's a lot of people that are like grown adults that are still that way.
And you know what? They need to be thankful and grateful.
Oh,
that they even have the access to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think it's also, you know what? I also think that during this holiday season is a great time for self-reflection to try and become a better version of yourself. Because if you think about it, you're going into the new year. Yeah. So you can reflect and be thankful and grateful for what you have. And they'll be like, okay, well, how can I change that? Or how can I become a better person going into the new year? And that's a challenge I want to ask you guys listening, or watching, is that I think being able to reflect and then also holding yourself accountable to be like, okay, how can I be the best version of myself going forward? It's always a ever evolving thing.
Always.
And I think during the holiday season, if we tap back into our roots, right, of our naiveness, of when we were children, and the visions,
the simplest things,
the way we used to see life, right? Mm-hmm. It's so simple. You want to have fun, go do something fun. You want to dress cute, go dress cute. If you want to, try to be a better person, try to be a better person. I think we forget about the main basics when we were children. And I, as I get older, I don't know if you feel this way, Sadie, or if you guys listening feel this way, but I think as I get older, I tap more into that. I'm like, if I want to do whatever, I can do it.
Yeah.
You just gotta stop making excuses.
That part. That part. I think that's.
I'll keep that.
Cut that stuff out.
I'm keeping that.
No. My freaking nose is clogged up. I was like freaking congested.
It's the weather, dude.
The weather changes is so annoying. Like, I've been congested for like 3 weeks, and I'm finally doing better. What was I saying? Oh, no. Okay. So back then, whenever we want to do something, like whenever you said, if you want to dress cute, because it literally brought me back to like whenever I was like maybe like 9 years old in my classroom, and oh my gosh, I'm thinking about work. In my bedroom.
I was like, you were in the classroom too, though, when you were younger. What?
No, well, okay, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's what I was like, what the heck are you talking about?
My home life. Like, if I wanted to dress up, I would literally just get all of my clothes out and dress up and play
Me
dress up
too.
in a mirror. Who didn't do that?
And just like put outfits together.
Yes. Maybe that's why we're so.
Or you know what? We used to always do too. Like pretend like we're in music videos. We had this in our backyard. My parents had like this like big ass clothing line in our backyard, and we would pretend, because we really watch a lot of India music videos. We would literally put on like the whole India outfit, just dress up, and then like pretend we're in like the music video. I'm like, the imagination. No, seriously. Like, we need to tap back into those roots.
And I really, really like I'm not trying to tell people how to parent their kids and all that, but then like, just being in my field too, like I really, really like wish a lot more parents would do that, where like you give your
kids give them the opportunity
and physical things rather than like electronics. And that's a whole nother thing that we already talked about, especially on the episode with Tara. We said what we felt about that and whatnot, but like just giving them actual like tangible things to play with and to, like you said, to create an imagination, because when we were kids we had a lot of imagination because we didn't have easy access to devices and whatnot. So like, hence what I said earlier, growing up, like we were always outside. Yeah,
and I think I can see that in my kids too, because Isla, for sure, like when she plays with her Barbies, she's in this phase where she
has a huge imagination. I love it.
She's in this phase where it like narrates their voices now.
I know.
Where she's like, well, because at first she's just playing, right? Yeah. But then now she's in a stage where she's narrating, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to work. Oh, okay, Mom, I'll see you later." Like, like she's actually narrating. And I'm like, okay, so she's almost like she's reflecting what we do in real life into her Barbies. And I'm like, it's so crazy, like psychology wise, how you think about that. They mimic what they know.
So smart,
like
kids are literally so smart,
dude. They're so smart.
She'll come up to me randomly. I love her. Every time I'm here, she'll come up to me randomly and she'll just start like giving me a scenario. But not even giving me a scenario. She'll just start acting like the scenario with me. She'll be like, okay, here's your card. Here's your purse. I'm going to see you later. Here, pay for your stuff. And then I start playing with her too. And then I'm like, here it is. And that's like the beauty. Like I truly see this in your kids. And I love that about that I know that, you preach that too. And that you really do try to like give them like actual toys and stuff to do. And I see it. I see they're proving that because every time I'm here, Isla's constantly playing and doing scenarios and giving me dialogues to play with, and I do it right back with her, and then they love it. Like she eats it up, and I love that.
Dude, she loves it.
She loves it. It's so good for her brain, just in general. Like it's so good for her growing up.
And that's why Oliver likes playing with Legos too, so he can like build. That's why I'm like,
he's a builder.
Yeah, so I'm like, you build. Just do what you want to do. Yep. The world is your oyster.
It really, really like helps with their brain and cognitively, like just to really think critically too whenever they grow up because they're actually doing things like physically with their hands and thinking with their brains and all that. So I love that.
Okay, so that brings me to this question.
Yes.
So what was your favorite toy growing up?
My favorite toy,
like your favorite toy ever?
I don't remember.
Like if you had to pick one.
One? Shoot.
Like something that you played with a lot.
Well, I mean, it's not a thing, but then I literally had collections and collections and collections of Barbie dolls.
Really, like actual
actual Barbies,
like the accessories and stuff like that.
Accessories, it's kind of like Isla now, but then like back then I had like a lot of them were like past hand-me-downs, and then some of them were obviously like the cheaper ones, from the Dollar Tree and stuff. But I collected a bunch of them, and then I also have some little Ken dolls too. So I always had them, and I would always play with them in my room. I remember the day. I still remember. This is a core memory too, because I remember the day I was like, I think I was in 5th grade or 4th grade. I don't remember, 5th grade maybe. But I was playing with all of my dolls, and a bunch of them I've cut their hair because I wanted to experience. So my mom was mad at me, but I was like, whatever. She's like, whatever, they're your dolls. I cut all of their hairs and I put a bunch of makeup on them, and I really messed them up. I was literally like that kid from Toy Story that was like messing with the toys.
Wait, the Barbie movie, the weird Barbie,
the weird Barbie. I had so many weird Barbies. My poor Barbie dolls. Like I was like making them do splits and stuff, and I love to give them baths. So I would like put like a little bowl and like bubbles in there and make them like
that's literally my daughter.
That's why I love Isla.
She puts them in the sink and she washes them in her bathtub.
Oh my god! See, that's why I can relate to Isla. Like she was literally me back then. So I would always do that. And then I remember the day I was like collecting all of my Barbie dolls. I think I had like a total of like maybe like at least 15.
Okay.
So they were all naked because I took all their clothes off because I was giving them a bath.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, I was like looking at them, and then this is so sad in a way. But then it was like a beautiful sad moment because I'm like looking at them and I'm like, I think I'm going to throw these dolls away because there's a moment where I'm like transitioning from like being a kid to a preteen.
Yeah.
So I think I was in 5th grade and I was like, I don't think I need these dolls anymore. Like because it was I noticed that I wasn't playing with them as much anymore. And then like the last time I kind of gave them a bath or whatever, I was like, I'm going to throw these away. Am I ready to throw? I remember asking that to myself. I'm like, wow. Am I ready to throw these dolls away? Like these Barbie dolls away? And then I just put them all in a bad trash bag. And then I took it outside to do my living room. And I told my mom that I don't want to play with Barbies anymore. And I bet you that probably broke my mom's heart a little bit because she's like, dang, my daughter don't want to play with Barbie dolls anymore, because she knew I'm her only daughter. Every single time she gives me anything pink, Barbie, like literally like you and Isla, pink, Barbie, flowers, dolls, everything, makeup. So the day, I still remember that day, but inside my heart, deep down, I had a sad, bittersweet feeling. So it was like that's a core memory for me. And then like the next time I was looking around, I was like, because I had this little basket where I always put them, and then like one day I remember just looking for them. I was like, oh shoot, I threw them away. It was kind of bittersweet now thinking about it. I'm like literally thinking out loud right now. I'm like, holy crap, I don't have my Barbie dolls anymore. So I'm replacing my Barbie dolls with like makeup now. Literally like that scene from Toy Story whenever Jessie's owner started like getting rid of her and then replacing it with makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, so sad. The day
that is a core memory. That's crazy.
Memory. That's why I love Toy Story so much, because I can really relate to it. Yeah. I literally grew up watching it. I can really, really relate to it. So like now that I'm like older, if I have anything that reminds me of my childhood, for example, this little weird, cute little mong earring. That's like a little gold earring. It's like a little gold earring, and it like has a little dangly part with a little half crescent moon. I only have one pair. I saved it all these years because back then my aunt MC, the one that you met, her and I used to have a matching one as kids, and we would always wear it every single day. And I remember seeing pictures of us where you can actually see the photo. So for some reason, I kind of collected over the years because I kept it close to me.
Like trinkets
when I moved here to Oklahoma. And then the other day I was looking through all my jewelry. I found it, but it's only one pair and it's like this tiny. I gotta show you a picture. And I sent a photo to her. She goes, "Oh my God, you still have that?" I'm like, this is like maybe 25 years old.
Oh my God.
I was like, yes, because it reminds me of us back in the day. So I'm like, I'm never gonna throw this away. I'm gonna keep it. Even though it's just one side, I'm still gonna keep it as a trinket, like you said. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I really, really do miss my childhood. And that's the reason why I am a teacher, because I love being a child. I know, seriously, I can relate to them because full circle. I really miss being a child. Like everything that like is so nostalgic to me, I hold it really closely to my heart. So
I think those people make the best teachers. Aww. Because you're doing it for like the right reasons. You know what I mean? Yes. And I think in any field, I think there's people that just do it to do it. But I think it really takes to know like the backstory and the reason why. I think that makes being a teacher more impactful when you know like the whole, your reason why, and it's more meaningful.
It's more meaningful, yeah. I can just like I keep telling my teachers, I'm like, well, I was once a fifth grader. I remember how I felt. Yes. So that's the reason why I really try to be empathetic with my students. Yeah.
I check myself too when I get to my kids because
yeah, exactly. And I feel like whenever I become a mother, like you, I'm gonna come up to you with a lot of questions and stuff and suggestions because you've been through it. So I'm gonna be like, man, like you said, there are a lot of times that you have to really reflect and check yourself, like you say.
Yes, because like even like the other day I like sometimes I get very overwhelmed very easily. Well, yeah, and like I think just as women we get very overwhelmed very easily. And so with kids it's different. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the other day when I was laying in the bed and I woke up early, and then Oliver woke up before his alarm because his alarm goes off at like 8 a.m.
before school.
Yeah, and he got up early this day around like 7:30 without his alarm, and then he came to the bed, and I was like, he probably just wants to cuddle. I was like, he probably just wants to cuddle. Like, he's still a baby. He's only fourth grader. Yeah. I was like, and I was thinking in my head as he was walking towards me, I was like, when was the last time that I just held him? And so when he got in the bed, I literally just like cuddled him. And I think that growing up the way I did, I just tend to remember like, my parents didn't really show us affection like that.
Oh yeah, same here.
And I think like, well, when we got to that age, right? Like once you're like past like third grade, they're like, oh, like you're a big kid now, Yeah. But in that moment, I was just thinking, if I remember my own childhood, like I remember I still wanted to be around my mom's embrace, and I always think back to those moments where the people are like, when was the last time that my mom carried me like that? So I just sat there and like embraced him and like cuddled him, and I was like, let's just sit here and like lay down together because when was the last time that I cuddled you? And it was just like a full circle moment that I was like, I do that so much with Isla that I know I forget to show him that much affection sometimes. And
the older one,
I'm just trying my best,
You're doing so good, mamas. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, I need to do this more.
I need to show you a video that's going to make you freaking cry instantly, because you are a mother and you can probably relate. But it's the same thing like that. I saw the other day, and the girl was saying that talking to her son's probably around Oliver's age too. And she was like, I saw this theory about the last time, or like when was the last time? Did you see it? Have you seen that?
No, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then so she goes, I can't remember the last time I literally held you like on my hips with your legs around me. So I really can't remember. So I want, and I know you probably can't remember too. So I want this to be, let's do it. And then the boy was like, Mom, you're not going to hold me. I'm too big now. She goes, well, let's try it. They were laughing. And then like she was like, okay, jump. So he literally jumped on her, and then I'm going to cry thinking about it. Stop. No. He jumped on her, and then they were holding each other, and then he started crying. It's so sad. Like cute. And then the comments always get you. One of the comments goes, he probably needed that more than you did. And they started crying. They were holding each other, and then the boy got off, and the boy was like, just held on to her, and then the boy was like, I love you. Because at first the boy was like, no, like, I don't know, it was like, oh my God. What? I'm like, dude, how am I ever gonna become a mother? I'm like, I'm not even a mother. I'm watching these, I'm like tears all over because I'm thinking about
But do you know what it is too though? Like, she's probably healing her inner child.
Yes, she is. She's healing. There you go, the tears, the waterworks. We were just talking about.
No, because I'm thinking about that too. I'm like, when was the last time?
Oh, every time we talk about that with Oliver, I was like, because he's so big now. I mean, like you said,
but he's still a kid. Like I see, that's like the thing that I always try to check myself. I'm like, yeah, he's bigger now, but he's still my baby. Like he's never gonna be this age.
He was your first baby ever, dude. Like. Whenever Danny reposted a baby picture of him when y'all were in Washington, I was like, oh my god, he's so freaking tiny too. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm ever gonna become a mother. I would cry every day. Like,
we must be getting our period soon.
No, seriously, I am actually. I'm about to.
Yeah, because we were on the same cycle last time, right?
Yeah, we're always on the same.
Oh my god!
And not to mention, we're gonna go watch Wicked later, so we're gonna cry even more.
And that ties to like the inner childhood too, and about like dressing up, because like when we do stuff, look at us all over the map. But but I mean like that ties into like inner childhood too, because when we do stuff, we like go all out and dress up. Because like we love to do it. It's so fun, and it's like who cares who's looking at us, you know?
Like any events, like back then, even when we would go to those fashion shows or like any events that we host or even Halloween, I'm like, I get so excited because, like you said, it's the part of that childhood that when you used to dress up just for fun, you know?
And like you could be a kid again. You're like, who cares? Like who made all these rules that adults have to be so serious, you know?
Seriously, yeah.
And I think that it just makes life more enjoyable. And I think that
simplest things
even if we get older. I think there's still everybody inside still wants to be a kid.
Yes,
and I think that's what I saw when I went to the fair this past year. Is I realized how many adults were riding rides, and I was like, dude, everybody just wants to have fun like a kid. Everybody just wants to have a little bit of naiveness, like how we did when we were younger. And you know, I think memories when we were a kid really shape and mold us into be adults. And then it's so beautiful seeing how people can translate that into their children or the next generations.
Absolutely.
And it's just like a big full circle moment that I think it's a great opportunity to heal not only your inner child, but to help create room for some more magic to happen in the future
for your children, so they can pass that on too. Yeah, and I love that. I love that. I watch you and Danny do that, and it just makes me so freaking proud and happy.
It's not easy, but it is rewarding.
It is like, oh my god, children are just so,
because I mean you do that too, even though you don't have kids. Like you're a teacher, you do that in a you know, and you still create those memories for kids that will last a lifetime. You know, like truly, because not only are we shaped by our parents, but also our teachers.
Absolutely.
And especially the ones that care.
Yeah, seriously, because I've had teachers that you can tell they didn't really care.
There's like,
they really didn't care compared to teachers that really made a difference, you know? And that's who I strive to be as, you know,
as an educator. I remember one of my teachers, she used to make us massage her. Like give her shoulder rubs.
I thought it was a guy.
No.
Oh, okay.
She used to make us give her like shoulder rubs. For real. It was like this lady that used to always freaking like either spray tan or like bed tan. Because I remember she used to be really crispy, and she's like, she always had like long red nails. She always chewed gum, dark eyebrows. And she's like, all right, come on, you're next.
What the heck?
No, literally.
Like, did Manny you guys do it? Okay, no, that's different. That's so crazy.
I'm like, oh, so like that was normalized back then?
Am I supposed to massage my teacher? That's freaking weird.
And like if you would massage her shoulders, then you get extra credit.
No.
This was like 4th grade, bro. I remember this shit like vividly.
That is insane. Extra credit for massaging is freaking. That is like child abuse, child exploitation. Where
and people were okay with that back
manipulation.
Yeah, no, that really happened at Tank Elementary School.
You can't make this up. She said, "Oh, she called the school out."
But sadly, they closed last year, so I don't know what happened. But it was
Oh, that is crazy.
R.I.P. Tank Elementary.
You know what's crazy? Real quickly, while we're on the before, because now my brain is going. But
while
we're on the topic of this with weird adults back then when we were kids. And speaking of kids, I was just having this conversation with Lisa and her little nieces yesterday because we were talking about first jobs, because her little nieces are at the age where they want to go find a job.
Okay.
Like I want to go work at Old Navy. I want to go work at Carter's, and then try to apply here and there. I'm like, McDonald's. I'm like,
don't hate it.
Hint 116 hotline.
Yep.
But I was talking to them. I was like, my first job was McDonald's, and I told my students before too. They're like, Miss Lee, you worked at McDonald's? I was like, hey, I was like, McDonald's was actually the best first job ever.
Agreed.
I literally gave me all of the work ethics that I have today. I learned how to multitask. I learned all of the manners. It was amazing. However, I did tell my Lisa's little nieces yesterday. I was like, but you know what? I was low key like bullied by these older, managers. Yeah.
Wait, by who?
Leave it out. No, okay. So one time, I don't know if you were working. You were like you were in the back making breakfast, but you know breakfast rush is freaking like. And I was a red shirt. I was a minor, right?
Yeah.
So we only worked like 4 hours, but it was like morning rush all the time. And I was in the front counter making a coffee, right? And I made it wrong. And you know how the coffee was up behind the counter back then? So I made it wrong. And we were in a rush. So the line was super long. I was trying to make the coffee and I made it wrong. So she came up there and she was like, it wasn't just yelling at me. I think I told you in Valerie before. And she's like, you made it wrong. And she literally like tried to make it real quickly in front of me. She's like, here, move. And she grabbed it and she slammed the cup down in front of me. And it made me scared. And she was yelling at me. And I was like, I was like, what the heck? And I started crying, right?
And this was before, the reason why is because this is before like the self-service machines, and you had to do everything the traditional way
by hand back then.
Yes.
Mind you, I was 15, my first job ever, you know? This is probably
there were a lot of those people that we worked with, though.
Girl, I was a bad girl.
And I'm like, damn, ain't nobody said nothing?
No, nothing. And I was like, I started crying because she like slammed it so hard in front of me and she was yelling at me. I was like, started crying. So I turned back around to go take orders. And then this one guy that was like the customer saw the entire thing happen. Everybody that was in line saw this happen, you know, because it was right there. So the guy, I was like trying to wipe my tears, taking his order. And he goes, hey, you did a good job. And then I cried even more.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the heck? I was a kid. It was like, I was bullied, dude. I was so bad. And I remember seeing a TikTok video about somebody mentioning that. They're like, nobody ever talks about in fast food jobs where minors are always getting bullied and getting like you know, like
they do,
by these older managers.
Yep.
And I think back to it and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it was so bad. I'm like, kids nowadays, they'll probably talk back, they'll probably like, I'm gonna walk out. But back then I just like held it in because I was like, ooh, it was so embarrassing.
And I think that's why when I became a manager, I was like very soft on my red shirts because I'm like, they don't know anything. They're doing their best.
They're doing their best. They're learning. They're literally learning. It was so bad. And then
oh my gosh, she was a
we hated her. Well, you knew how it was. Remember, she would always yell at us.
The big lady, right?
Yes.
I fucking hated her.
Lisa says she was the one that she hated the most too. Lisa did not like her.
She would
always yell at us and talk to us like we were kids, but
like
talk to us
dumb.
like we're dumb. Yes. It was horrible. But besides that, everything else was good because then she became manager.
Yes. Thank you.
And then I remember too, they were always
and then you became a crew trainer. And then Valerie was almost.
She was a crew trainer. She was
almost a manager. But
and then
she decided not to or something.
She decided not to. She quit right before she was going to be one. But I remember they will love it whenever all of the mom kids would come in because we were
that shit was
hardest
poppin'.
Workers ever. We were getting the food out the window.
Dude, those were like fun core memories.
Did I tell you that sometimes I still dream about going to, like, still working there?
Sometimes I've been having dreams. I was like, beep, 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 beep. It's like, oh my gosh.
Fries are done. Put the meat down. I missed it. I tell Lisa, I was like, if I could, I would totally go back just to do it for fun.
Yeah.
For fun, just to do it. Like, I miss it so much.
Like, I know. I sometimes think to myself, like, could I still run? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Could I still get these orders out?
I'm like, to do it one of these days just for fun.
Sometimes I'll be watching people and I'm like, oh no, you guys are barely.
They're wrapping it wrong. They're like.
I'm like, come on, mustard, ketchup, pickles, onions.
Boom, boom, boom,
come
boom.
on.
Whenever you guys finally taught me how to be an assembly line, I was like obsessed with it. I was like, yeah, slide it down. Oh, I miss it so much. And then me and you, that would always be, and the other guys, we would always race to wrap it.
The good old days.
Hence where our podcast name came from.
I know. Those are really great times. And
that's when we met, right?
Yeah, that's where we met. The molding of your childhood will make an impression on you for a lifetime. So when you're going through something hard with your kids or other children, like your nieces or nephews or cousins, remember that. Even though you're going through hardship as an adult, they are living for the first time too.
Yes.
I think that's a really good reminder for anybody.
Anybody, honestly.
Yeah. We all do our best.
And
that's all we can do.
Give yourself some grace. Give them some grace.
Ooh, period. She facts. She facts. She got facts.
Fax no printer.
Fax no printer. Record no copy. Mustard no ketchup.
No pickle. Diet Coke no ice.
Big Mac no Mac sauce.
Hold the Mac sauce.
Coke extra ice. I haven't had a soda in like a week. What the hell, Leonte?
It was so shocked that you said that it dropped. You have not been drinking sodas?
I have not.
I'm so proud of you.
I know. I let myself have 2 last week. It was really bad.
Were you trying to just like kind of like slow down?
I'm just trying to cut down on my sugar.
Okay.
Yeah. Still trying to work on the sweet snacks, but sodas,
Do you have a sweet tooth?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I don't as much now that I'm on the medication, but I buy it, I just don't eat it. It's just like how
Yeah. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, you know.
Eat a lot.
Eat a lot of good food, and it's a time to be thankful and grateful. I do know that situations may be different for other people because you know of losses. You know, so you know, I do want to be mindful of that too, and I want to acknowledge that. So
yes, and I know that not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, but I think it's still a great time to reflect and be thankful.
Just reflect and thankful.
Yeah, even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I think that you can still celebrate things you're thankful and grateful for without naming it what
exactly
it is.
Just reflecting into yourself.
Yes,
you know, that's all that we ask for this challenge, and we will see you at the holiday party. Please
make sure you reserve your tickets.
Get your outfits ready, get your gift ready. We will have some fun little snacks there and drinks, so we can't wait to see you.
As always, we upload a new episode every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can follow us at 116 Hotline on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And if you like this episode, if you didn't like this episode, we would love to hear your feedback down below and let us know what you're thankful and grateful for. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure you're following our podcast page so you can get notified every single time we release a new episode. And as always, our sponsorship opportunities are always open. You can either email us 116hotline@gmail.com or slide in the DMs. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.